God, Morgan. God, Morgan. Every truck decided to show up. Of course they're gonna unpack, right? Boom. Tear, crying. Get those commenting. IKEA has not only been a go-to, but a staple for everyone in their life. We all start somewhere, and if you are starting off on your own, living anywhere by yourself, IKEA has probably furnished most of your apartment, if not all of it. If it hasn't, check your privilege. You know what? I'm just kidding. I'm still secretly hoping out there that I have a trust fund waiting for me. I mean, one can dream, but you know what? I started there. I started all with IKEA, so let's just get into it. I'm fine with it. I'm just gonna stay in my own lane. But back to it, because IKEA has more items than a grocery store, it seems, and they are constantly coming out with new furniture and storage solutions to make your life simpler and more affordable. In my honest opinion though, it can be extremely overwhelming. When you give someone 100 options, it's much harder to choose from on what's actually worth it and what's going to actually look good in your space. I work on a range of projects for clients and a range of budgets. And that doesn't mean if your budget is low that you don't have to have nice things. I have sourced from IKEA for years now. And let me tell you that there are some hidden gems that work so well with your space that you may have passed on. So today I'm gonna go through my list of interior design approved items that I have either personally or have spec'd for clients that I highly recommend. Quick disclaimer, I am in no way, shape, or form Swedish, nor do I think I could comprehend learning. Like, I have the most basic of brains when it comes to learning any kind of new language comprehensive skills, because I barely remember French in high school and it was a complete disaster. Regardless, I'm going to do my best to pronounce these names, but please bear with me because I may butcher them, so don't hate me. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I clearly mess up on just English words when I'm talking, so that's why I'm terrible at this. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not seen my videos before, I'm Phoenix Gray, aka Design Daddy, and this channel is all about interior design. Whether you're renting or own, I'm here to help. You can also join my free design newsletter in the description box below, where I answer all of the most commonly asked interior design questions that you may have. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where you can see all my daily tips and tricks and daily design advice, and you do not have to wait each week for my YouTube. First on the list is the MOSSJON. We're gonna put it here. This is what it sounds like. I recently added this to my bathroom, and both TikTok and Instagram, it went super viral. And I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for this because it sold out in all of Canada, all of the US, and even everyone in the UK has been commenting that it's been almost impossible to find. You know what? I'm pretty happy with myself that I was able to influence something that is super cool. Not only does it serve a beautiful function, it has an incredible form and it looks so chic. In my opinion, matte black and reeded glass have always looked so good together, and the combination of these two on this piece give every other cabinet a bad name because it looks so chic. And for $129 Canadian, trust me, it looks so much better than custom ones or even other ones that I've seen online that are almost $700. Storage solutions have always been a challenge, especially in small spaces in bathrooms. If you live in a condo, especially in Toronto, you know how incredibly small they are. And the only storage you have is in whatever tiny vanity that is that builder grade that you have. Having a wall-mounted storage solution like this is the perfect combination for not only your bathroom, but any small space. It gives you extra shelving. You can hide everything away and you can have it at easy access. In my opinion, reeded glass has always looked so good in a space because it gives you that extra little sense of intimacy. And now I get it, you're gonna say, no one wants a sense of intimacy in a cabinet. But in the overall grand scheme of the design, it looks so good, especially if you have matte black hardware throughout your bathroom, like I did in mine, it looks perfect. IKEA also has a cabinet called the God Morgan that's been out for quite some time. It is just a single panel front. It is also a really good solution if you want something that is just flat, blends into the space. But in my opinion, the MOSSJON takes it to the next level because it really adds a beautiful design aspect to your space. Mirrors have always been a staple in my opinion in any space. And no, not just for my own vanity and being able to look at myself like everyone always makes fun of, but the fact that mirrors can really change the dynamic of a space by expanding it visually to really make a small space appear larger and also brighter, reflecting the light around the entire space. My go-to mirrors from Ikea have always been the HOVET, which is a full-length mirror for $200. While the price has gone up considerably since it first came out years ago, the next comparable full-size mirror is at least $500. So this is a great deal in my opinion, and the black frame that they just launched also looks good in any space. The LINDBYN, or LINDBYN, whatever you want to say, is $80, also Canadian. Another great mirror that's not your basic rectangle. I have always loved a pill-shaped mirror. It really helps elongate a shorter space, and whether you get it in black or brass as the frame, you can look so good in any space that you put together. If you aren't an art fan and you don't have much on your walls, having a row of these really create a focal point in a room and create that high-end look. I have done this in a few clients' space where they weren't fans of art, and behind their sofa we do 3 all along that are perfectly aligned, and it completely changes up the look in a room. Mirrors have always been expensive, especially the larger you get. And in my humble opinion, Ikea does them so well. There's so many shapes. Just make sure whatever mirror you choose from Ikea is that it is scaled properly in the room of an item that you pair it with. So I'm talking about the mirror should be 2/3 the size of whatever item you have it with. In an instance of a credenza, I want you to center it so it feels like it's about 2/3 of the size. Most credenzas are anywhere between, 75 to 88 inches. So you want a mirror that is between a 30 and a 42 inch, so it looks properly scaled in your space so it feels balanced. Always check the sizes. I 100% recommend going into store to actually see these pieces so you can actually use the scale and proportion properly, because when you look at something online, you see those measurements. If you do not have a measuring tape beside you to actually put it in front of you, you never actually know the proper size. The Billy bookcase is honestly a classic piece from Ikea, but I have found them to be pretty boring sometimes. The new one that's come out with the glass inserts in front give it such a refined look. And even the dark navy as an alternative, which is the new color they just launched, looks so good, and it doesn't look like your typical piece. The great thing about these Billy bookcases is that they can work as a bookcase or even a display cabinet with the fronts on them. You cannot go wrong with $200 for a large scale piece like this. I personally love styling multiples of these together, either 2 or 3 depending on the length of the wall that you're putting them on. So it really gives you a bespoke look where it actually feels like it's part of the wall instead of just one single piece that looks a little off-putting. Always opt for the ones with the doors over the open shelving. Not only will it look more organized, but it minimizes the cleaning since dust won't collect nearly as much as it would on the open shelves. The BESTA is arguably one of the best pieces from Ikea because it is so versatile, not only in its style, but the numerous different finishes. And honestly, if you are able to find a BESTA, good luck, because they are always sold out. I can never find them when I'm speccing them for myself or even for clients. I've used it as a media unit. I've used it as a console table. I've used it as a buffet stand. You can also have it in your office for storage, in the kitchen, or even in your bedroom as extra closet space that's tucked away. You could literally say that this is the best option from Ikea.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
God, I am terrible with dad jokes. If you watched my other video on my favorite Ikea hacks, this is one of the best pieces to swap out the fronts and sides to really give you a custom look in your space. If you double it on length, it works so perfect as a sideboard to really separate an open concept living and dining space, which is usually really difficult to find a piece that has the right length that works to scale in proportion of the rest of the room. Regardless if you have a custom kitchen or if you're renting, the best way to really have an organized kitchen is with a hidden garbage. The HÅLLBAR can be retrofitted into any under cabinet. Now this is key because it works with anything. Just make sure that you check the sizes, as there are a few different options for the total height and width of your existing cabinet that what will work with the actual pull-out garbage. You can also get them in different heights depending on what you have available. This pullout can also be used as storage if you really need it, but having the garbage and recycling hidden away is honestly peak luxury for any kitchen design. Not only does it isolate any odor versus having the garbage out in the open, but it keeps everything out of the way and organized. A friend of mine made a joke with me a while back when I was taking them through a kitchen I designed and was like, oh, you know you're rich when you have to start pulling out every drawer to actually find the hidden garbage. And this is how you do it on a budget. They start at $60 depending on the height you're looking for, and it is a game changer for organizing and keeping everything hidden away. Now, for those that know me, they know that I am a bit of a neat freak when it comes to my own space, and I have an OCD about organizing things. And the UPPDATERA, or the UPDaddy as I'm just gonna call it, solves so many of these issues personally. I don't know about you, but when I open up a drawer and it is a complete mess, it stresses me out to no end. This is pretty much a pegboard that you can put in the bottom so you can lean all your plates, your glasses, your dishware, your pots, your pans upwards to actually give you double the amount of horizontal space. So even when you can't fit as much in a drawer, the best part is that these pegs keep everything in place so you don't have to worry about anything shifting around when you actually open and close these drawers. In my opinion, this is one of the best organization products because you can use it in your cabinets, your drawers, any space to keep things stacked up and in place. These also come in a range of sizes, so you can customize them in literally every drawer. And for $10 to $16, this is perfect. It also comes in black, which in my opinion also makes the inside of your drawers look automatically 100 times better. One of the coolest things that IKEA does from time to time is collaborate with artists, and sometimes it's a musician, sometimes it's a textile artist, or really it just is a surprise sometimes. Most of the time, once they are launched, the entire selection is sold out globally in a matter of minutes, or at least the really good pieces are. A few years ago, I got a hold of some of the Swedish House Mafia pieces, and it was basically just all blackout items from IKEA, and they were absolutely fantastic. Recently, IKEA collaborated with Sabine Marcellus, who is a global artist that is known for working with glass and color and the transparency of the juxtaposition of how these items reflect. And let's just say I have always been a fan of her work as an artist. And IKEA launched these VARMBLIXT collections with her. They are so beautiful. Thankfully, this piece was so popular that it actually became part of their permanent collection. So this is a mirror with a hidden LED strip that lights up to give you a really beautiful glow that can work as not only an art piece, but also a mirror. So really you're getting 2 in 1. It's also only $100, which is the perfect price point for the size of the mirror that it is to really allow you to play off something artistic in a room. And bonus points, it is also dimmable. I'm sure everyone saw the donut light that Sabine Marcellus launched with IKEA. That was the one that I wanted to get my hands on, and unfortunately, I was not on that pre-sale list. I also had no connections with IKEA, but I do now. So IKEA, if you see this, you know where to send one of those donut lamps because I am obsessed with it. I want like 3 of them. Or if you are watching and have one of those, if you want to be so kind to send me one, I will be forever grateful. If not, I will just cry because I wasn't able to get it. But trust me, I am not sleeping on the next IKEA collaboration because I'm on that pre-sale list right away. Arusha also needs one, so we need 2. I know not many of us have room in spaces we live, and sometimes literally it's just a room, or if you live in New York, a shoebox. Sometimes we are lucky enough to have these shoe boxes in the sky, and these beautiful condos really don't allow for much flex room. The EKET is one of my favorite solutions for this. The smaller boxes start at $25, and the fact that they are only 9 inches in depth make them the perfect for spaces that you need the extra storage in, but cannot commit to the footprint for a larger or deeper piece. And before you even say it, yes, 9 inches is a big deal. The design of these EKETs are single cubes that can be either single or double height, and they can be mounted both vertically and horizontally to turn into drawers. I have spec'd these for a few clients who really don't have that much space in their closets or bedrooms, where they don't have much height to really add anything above. These are the perfect places to put these items to give you additional storage for seasonal items or smaller scale items to really hide away. They're also great for above the toilet or to have hidden storage in your foyer entry space to hide everything away so it's out of sight and out of mind. They also come in so many beautiful and fun color iterations, which are bound to match any of your interior design styles. IKEA can be super overwhelming with how much stuff they really have and so many wide items that are available. The saddest part is that most of IKEA items get knocked for being super cheap, which can be said for really any affordable brand out there. But IKEA is one of the first companies that did flat pack furniture, and boy, did they succeed. No company has caused more fights between couples building something together than I'm aware of, at least. IKEA has so many great items, and honestly, I may have to do another video, so let me know in the comments if I should do a part 2 for my next round of interior design approved items. As always, thanks for watching, and that's all for today. Make sure you like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok for all my daily design advice. Remember, if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do? Boom.